Hello, everyone. Welcome to session 30, if you can believe it, of the Blue Lamp, our very first TTRPG campaign here on this channel. Hui, guys. Let me tell you, it's 2.5 years, 30 sessions, 4 players left, 4 players are left, so to speak. And through it all, why is Tyr gone?
I muted myself. I think that sprite is gone. Oh,
No.
I'm completely
Hang on, let me
gone.
add you back in.
3 players are left.
Today we're
Here
just
I
here
am.
with. Today's just gonna be another small team meeting. It's that summer funk where not everyone, or sometimes people are just on vacation. In this case, this is Algernon.
I hope they have a really great vacation.
Yeah, we all hope that they
Apparently,
have a great
technically,
vacation.
the vacation is over, but I hope they get back soon. Then.
So true, Beastie. Hang on. Got something is strange. Oh, that is great. Nope, no, that's not it. I will figure out the layout one of these days. Don't even worry about it.
One of these days, bang, pow, professional streamer.
Absolutely not. Can you imagine if I did this as my fucking job? I would want to paint that shelf, if you catch my meaning.
So,
I would want to krill my shellfish. Anyway, yeah. Today we're here with session 30. It's just from now on it's just gonna be me, the GM, the 3 players you see here, and Algernon. And we'll see if we ever get another 5th player with us. Maybe, maybe not. I have some people in mind, but we'll have to see. And yeah, suppose there's nothing for it. We might just get right into it. And today I've got a special question since it's kind of an anniversarial episode for us with session 30. 2.5 years playing D&D more or less regularly. I'm gonna go through each player and they're gonna tell me what they wish to see this session, and they're gonna tell me their favorite moment from the campaign so far. I think which would make a nice beginning to this episode. Great, starting alphabetically as always. I know, radical. Atir,
alright.
talk a little bit about yourself, what you want to see this session, and what was your favorite moment, or even Seti's favorite moment from the campaign.
So I'm Edir, he, him, playing Sasati, he, him. I think so far, it's weird to say, like, my favorite moment is dying. So true, bestie. But yeah, I do feel like that was still my favorite moment, how it took me off guard that I could not even do anything about it. And
But
how
in a
it
good
just
way,
shaped
right?
my
In a good way.
character. Yeah, like how it shaped my character going forward. I mean, he got better. It's fine.
Perfect. And that was also one of my favorite moments. I had planned it for a long time, and then finally the moment came, and I could basically pull out the rug from under you, just to give you the keys to the house. So yeah, I think the way you've been playing Seti has been a delight. I think he has a very strong character, and he has a very good balance with all the other characters. And I want to see what kind of fucked up things he does to this world. Yippee!
I mean, he's trying to save it, I swear.
Sometimes the most fucked up thing you can do to someone is saving them.
I think
On
what I
that
want to see
note-
today is like what happens when the city and Stacy meet again after this while.
Yeah. And same thing as usual. I wanted to reduce them to just the major arcana, but I think we're going to stay with the entire deck for now. I'm going to start shuffling. You're going to say stop.
Right. And shuffle, stop.
Was that a stop?
Yep.
4 of staves.
4
I have
staves.
no idea what that means.
We're
What
about
did you
to
have
find out
4
together.
staves to polish?
At least it's not the 4 of skins.
We've all just become nasty in the meantime, haven't we? Like, what has the summer done to our brains?
molten them.
Yes.
Celebration, freedom, happy
Nastiness.
experiences, life quality, and triumph. Seti, a long battle that you've been fighting for a battle that you've been fighting for a long time will finally come to a close today.
Oh no, I'm
Right,
going
carrying-
to eat my wife.
Right on down.
Wait, did you said meat or beat?
Probably both in that order.
They're a monk couple. They spar sometimes. It's fine. You see, it's consensual. Cool stuff. You have
Hi.
been here just as long as Anter has. You've gone with me as a person and as a GM through a lot of stuff. Your character has undergone as many transformations as Seti has, and you've all been handling it a little differently. But I wouldn't change it for the world, to be honest. I'm very happy that you still consider yourself my friend, and still want to come back here every month or every other week. So, Stacy, what was your favorite moment of this campaign?
I'm a little bit torn between overcoming my fear of snakes and my distrust against male representing characters.
Yeah.
So like the hug with Soseti was pretty nice. But also the moment the dragon ancestry triggered when I was like, okay, fuck it, I used the mighty spell you gave me. Because I want to go further in the dungeon.
Every once in a while, you just want to give a 6-year-old a grenade and see what they do with it.
Yeah, correctly. So yeah, it's quite funny that also my favorite moment seems to be the one where change was inevitable and we go through puberty again.
Yeah, absolutely. Stacy, same procedure as usual. You say stop when you want to say stop.
Stop.
5 of Cups. Let's see what that means.
No nasty comments this time. Come on. Oh, Antir's muted. Maybe that's why.
Try to come up with something
Finally.
for Cups. why
Nothing
don't
this
you?
time.
This
Good
one's
thing
kind
I'm
of
a
sad,
dragon.
so please come up with the nastiest one so I can make you
Okay.
all feel bad.
Okay, then
And
good
you-
that I'm a dragon because I have a tail, so 5 cups are no problem for me.
Yeah.
I was thinking like 5 cooks, that's a big room, and also chairs you need.
Our humor is 70% mishearing things. So, 5 of Cups means loss, sadness, defeat, pain, grief, and saying goodbye. Stacy, not unlike Seti, there's something long you've been carrying around with yourself, and today you're saying goodbye to it. Whether there's a happy goodbye or a sad goodbye, I leave up to you. Finally, Florian, who has been with the campaign not quite as long as the others. You've been here for about 9 months. That being said, you've been with me for basically my entire life.
What do you mean, basically? I was there every
I mean, there was
moment.
a time when you were like 4 years old, and I'm not entirely sure that you were aware that you were even a person, but like, you know.
It's associating a bit.
Fair enough.
What I can say to Antia and Kulst, I can say to you about like, what, like 10 times over? I'm very grateful to have you in my life, despite everything. And again, I wouldn't trade you for anyone, except for maybe if I could have 2 Stacys.
I respect that.
Your greed sickens me.
Listen, I think who among us would want 2 cool stars in their life? Anyway, jokes aside, Tyr, you haven't been with us for very long, but I think you've had just as many important moments for your character and for yourself as a player. What do you think was the most important to you?
I have such a hard time choosing. I feel like every time I interacted with someone, and like, I think we talked about this.
Yeah.
I hate asking you for context, so I'll just make up how the fuck like somebody that has finally like lost their marbles would react to something. I think that's how Tyr has been going. He's completely lost all of his prior convictions a little bit, and I don't know. That made for a lot of good moments. I loved. I actually the first moment I thought about was when Stacy revealed the dragonness of it all, and we had that big group hug. I think that whole session was really really great. And I don't know if it was the same session or the other session where I was at your house, Siska, but I think there was one where we were in the Blighted Woods.
Yeah.
And I met my god, and he was just a dude, like a chill guy.
Drinking big beers.
Yeah. And I think there's one more moment, and I believe it was when I don't know if we were supposed to do it, but we picked up Bird Person. What's his name again? I forget.
Christian.
Christian.
Yes, Castian. When we picked him up, I thought that was one of the nicer moments where I was like, okay, maybe Siska is giving us a choice to kill one of these associates that we don't want to have anything to do with. But I don't know. Felt
This
nice
character who
taking
was
him
only
with us.
supposed to be a side character, but then you made me change your mind because you were like, actually, I want him around. I want this weird bird guy around.
Yeah, look at him. He was abandoned by his oppressor, and now he's all alone. Like, what?
You can fix him.
Oh, also me grabbing that fucking amulet off of that ancient tree.
All right. Now you've had four
I've had
favorite
4
moments.
Yes. Sorry.
He's
I love
great.
this campaign. I love every moment, is what I'm saying.
And I'm very happy to hear that. Guys, we started this in January of 2022, or 2023 even.
The
Think
card.
about all the time we've spent talking and role-playing and making up tactics and making up interactions and oh my god, so many times I nearly wiped all of you simply because I don't know how to balance the encounters yet. But here we are. So, Lauren, you know the deal.
Mm-hmm.
I need to
Stop.
point out, this thing has like 50 cards. It will take a while for me to run out.
I said stop
So-
already, though.
Yeah, you did. 3 of Pentacles.
Tentacles.
Oh, I choked on a chip trying to make a joke.
I find it funny that we have a 3, 4, and 5.
Teamwork, endurance, and achieving goals. There's
That's what
something you've been
Gears is
trying to do similar to the other two for a very long time, and finally, all your work has come to a conclusion here. But what kind of conclusion? We'll just have to see. Right, everyone. At the end of, for the last 2 sessions, I'm just going to summarize since I think exactly everyone who wasn't there for the first of that session was then there for the 3rd session and vice versa. It was good. It was good. It was just like one big session split up into 2 sessions because we split up the party so damn hard. We split up the party in real life. Anyway, everyone had finally returned to Wargo, which was now covered in a thick white blanket. Winter, as it happens, had finally arrived. So I have a couple of old enemies.
Winter came.
I'm actually trying to avoid the word come, even though Maxi isn't even here anymore to call me out on that. But it's just trained me to avoid that fucking word. Anyway. Last 2 sessions. The party arrived back in Wargo and faced off with some old and new enemies. While Tierceti and Omni were busy catching up on the townies and trying to catch up on what had happened, they eventually got challenged by Bloodwood himself to a duel, though it was more of a 4v1. They beat him in the end, and it was a fight hard won, but in the end, Bloodwood thought that he was satisfied, and he let them go. Meanwhile, Stacy and Simara arrived in town. Meanwhile, Simara was recovering in the roadhouse and conversed with their old mentor, Vico. Only this time Vico showed a completely different face to them. And one way or another, Simara was changed permanently. Finally, Stacy wrapped up matters in the Autumn Circle and made her way back to the town. So whatever happened over there will be hers to tell to the party. Great. We pick up now with Tyr and Seti. The two of you are still lying in the cemetery, just barely getting up from your wounds. It was a battle hard fought, yes. You're not entirely sure whether there was even a point. You can see now that Lefave is picking up Omni, who is still knocked out. Christian is standing nearby, shaking on his bird feet. I was about to say in his boots, but he wouldn't wear boots. His feet too big. Tyr, Seti, you can see now that dawn is breaking, and in that moment you remember. Hey Tyndall. In that moment you remember. You were supposed to meet Renalan back. Renalan?
At night,
No, that's
in the
not it.
evening.
To Rendari at the fort. Whatever you do, you're gonna have to get your friends there, and also make sure that they don't die from blood loss.
Okay, all right, guys, we need to get going. I'm just gonna lay on hands. Where's
You lay on
everybody?
hands,
Who-
Omni, and they just fall. And the jagged breaths that came out earlier now come out in even, long breaths. You can see what you did had an effect, though. You're gonna have to wake him up once you're there. Lefave
Okay,
doesn't have any
I'm-
problem carrying them over the shoulder.
Oh,
If
that's
not
what
due
I
to
was
the
gonna
height
do.
difference, then because Lefave has now shown to you just the degree of her strength. Seti, what do you think about all this?
I'm trying to take it all in what just happened, and I think the biggest wonder I have now, was this really an attempt to see how ready we were, or was this also a distraction to make us forget where we were supposed to be?
You can either roll me. What do I have you roll? You can either roll me religion or insight.
Then I'm going to choose religion.
Yes,
I have a
please.
bit of a higher odds. But nah, 13.
The ways of Umbra are confusing and mysterious. And it seems a little too much for you at the moment. You push the thought aside.
Okay, can Seti walk?
Yes, I can walk.
Okay. What about Castian?
Kustian is already like hopping like a crow would down the road. He's
Right.
already way ahead of you.
Do we know where Stacy is?
I've still not seen her.
All right. Well, we'll have to do without her. This is really important. My former colleague, she has a lot to tell us, and we need that information.
I hope
You do.
we can rest when we meet them.
Yeah, for sure.
Good.
As quickly as is humanly or orcally or UNTly possible, you make your way over to Wago, to Fort Wago. Probably inadvisable how fast the five of you are going, but you do make it pretty quickly. And as soon as you come in, you are ushered in by a very eager dwarven lieutenant, sergeant. Sorry, Stacy. It's about late afternoon when you arrive in Wago. The cold has been nipping at your nose for the past week. It took you about 1 week just to travel here. Though I have an idea that as soon as you get there, you won't have much time to rest, as the first people who approach you are the guards. You can see now there's many more of them, some of the locals having joined the guard. And they are very eager for you to get to Fort Wago. You can see now in the distance that the old dilapidated fort has since been repaired. What does Stacy think? Let me in. Let me in.
Honestly, I was more prepared to meet Philo, but okay. When the guards usher me to go to Fort Wago, Stacy just tightens the ribs of her backpack.
The
Is
straps.
this a real... straps of her backpack.
You were close.
Yeah. And she buckles up to make the way to Fort Wargo with Pelligro on her shoulder.
Pellegrin on your shoulder. Burl actually, Adam Burl actually makes a point of taking the backpack from you and bring it to the inn for you. You expect everyone, all of the druids, including Philo, will be waiting for you at the roadhouse tonight. All right. Finally, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of you. Where is?
Where?
Wow. Everything's
Theo
scuffed
is in
today,
the
people.
roadhouse.
I am filled with cheesecake and pizza, and I'm not apologizing.
You had the big breakfast.
I guess I could also meet them here. You would know that they'd be coming here, but you wouldn't know how. The 5 of you, the old party, finally reunited after 2 weeks of traveling and questing, are ushered back into a big room with a war table in the central stronghold of the fort. Lieutenant Kinesis, Rendari, welcomes all of you with a hard but welcoming smile. Soon enough, you're joined by Ashling, Frida Hall, and everyone else who's involved in the maintenance of this town. Christian joins you soon enough as well, having just bandaged up his feet. Omni has been sat on a chair and is still sound asleep, though not easily. Something must be wrecking the nightmares right now. Disregarding all that, Rendari immediately starts talking as soon as everyone is in and the doors are closed. Well, situation, but bad as it was, seems to have just gotten a lot fucking worse. And it's on us to fix it. G takes a look around. I suppose the bad news can wait. I would rather have some good news for now. Seeing as you're all back now, I take it all of your quests have been successful wherever you were. She looks around, waiting for the first person to start explaining what happened on their quest.
I nod over to Lefave. But like,
Lefave adjusts the scabbard on her back and nods back at you. Would you like to have her talking, or would you like to do the talking?
I wanted to whisper to her, like, this is a thing where I feel like you would be better to take the lead.
She smirks at you. Sure. Well, the thing is this. She starts explaining how the situation with the Order of the Crooked Man is about as bad as they thought, only there's one distinct detail they've been missing, which is that the leader of the Order, the Lady Inquisitor herself, is not just in the forest, but she is actively looking for the Blue Lamp. The Blue Lamp, which Rendari soon reveals, is in the possession of Fort Wargo right now. This has thrown a wrench into the plans of the Black Circus and the Order of the Crooked Man. However, it has also painted a big target on the entire town, which means that sooner or later, if the Order doesn't get them, the Black Circus will. Lefave also explains that the two of you were able to save a couple of hostages, including, of course, Adam Philo and Mug. Yeah, Mug, the blacksmith's son. There's also this strange cat girl who's at the healer's camp just bouncing around. She doesn't have any limbs and she doesn't seem to want to die. But no one's worried about that for now. Not even Rendari, who is worried about any kind of presence of the Black Circus, who has been getting closer. She doesn't take long to point out that there's a big black floating shard of glass floating off in the distance somewhere. a thing that you've all already seen. Stacy, you saw this thing appear about 3 days ago, and it's been haunting you ever since, hanging like a sword of Damocles above the entire forest. Rendari looks over to you, Tyr.
I'm sorry we were late. We were intercepted on the way back.
Well, you weren't too late. What did intercept you?
Before she asked, I would have said, one night in these circumstances is probably all that it takes to be too late. But, well, the best way I could describe what intercepted us was a teacher putting us to a test. Don't know what for. I don't know if we passed. I mean, we're alive, but only at his whim. I'm not sure what it was for, but the I can't believe I'm blanking on his name right now. But
Bloodwood.
DM will probably save me. The Blighted Wood. The titular character, Blightwood. He had some sort of idea of testing us, but in the process almost killed us. We did see him without the mask though, so that was pretty hot. Otherwise, I guess.
You have this distinct idea that about 36 hours ago, Rendari would be mad at you right now, but it seems she's come to some kind of understanding about who she's just talking to when she's talking with you. The kind of changes you've gone through in this forest, and the kinds of events she's seen. She compares what's happened to you guys with something that happened to her on her way, just outside of Treefall Redoubt, where she went with a platoon of guards. That they too were apprehended by a mysterious Circe, and this one was surrounded by bees, and he wasn't very friendly at all. He also had an idea of testing them and the squad, though Rendari would have none of it, and she teleported them out of there in time. Ah, well. A man with a goat mask, a man surrounded by bees, and a man who's a bird. She looks over to Castian. Suppose our old trio will have a reunion soon enough.
Well, I guess not the bee man. He's way gone, but...
Well, we just met him. That's what I just told you, Tyr. Did you not listen?
Well, oh.
You
my
weren't
concept
listening,
of
were
time.
you?
Look,
Guards, get this man out of here! Tyr, before you can say anything else, you are shuffled out of the room.
There's
My
an
arms!
imposter among us.
This is fair enough.
Finally, Rendarix, over to you, Stacy.
Stacy tightens the grip around her backpack, and she starts to explain that she and Aisling successfully performed the ritual to strengthen Wargo's defenses again, and Pedigo comes out of the backpack with the jackal tree seed in his little paws. What?
Yeah.
So yeah.
This is me, the GM. This is God going, yeah, girl, tell him.
And Stacy proceeds to explain that this is the new hope for Wargo, and she seems a little bit distressed, but she doesn't further explain what really or what else happens. Like she sticks to the facts which are important for Rendari and Wargo.
She almost smiles as you say about that. A very rare expression for the rest of you. And she says, Thank you. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you, Mother Aisling. This puts us in a good position, all things considered, if such a thing can be possible in this forest. Which brings us to the plan ahead, and she nods at some guards who shuffle Tyr back in.
Oh, no, I want to add at this point that I'm just sneaking past the guards back in As if they wouldn't
Stealth
have let me
check!
in on their own.
Stealth check!
That's
Guards!
God, I have disadvantage on stuff.
You start skulking around, starting to walk on your tiptoes. The very first step you take rattles so loudly that a crow that was sitting on one of the turrets just flies off, and one of the guards just looks at you, being like, "You know the lieutenant wants you back inside already, right?"
I walk normally back into the room.
I like how we change the tone every 30 seconds. Anyway,
Sorry. I'm so
finally,
sorry.
as you're all back inside, Rendari scowls at you for a moment, then chuckles. It's fun exercising my power over you every now and then, Tyr. Should try it. Oh, wait. You don't have any. She rolls out, what she says all that, she rolls out a big map, which you can see represents the entire forest, and she shows to you what the map looks like now. She shows you two major locations, two final locations. Open yourself up. In the distance, with purple paint, she marked something called the Obsidian Eye, what the locals have been calling the great glass shard floating through the sky. Some ways to the west of that, the old familiar turrets of Fort Réunion, which none of you have yet visited, which in your absence seems to have grown tremendously. Scouts have reported that there are now scores, perhaps even legions, of order members camping outside the fort, ready to take the town at a day's notice. Only they are waiting. According to the math, the town has another 4 weeks, 1 month to prepare against the onslaught. How a couple of townies and perhaps a couple of druids are gonna defend themselves against this threat is anyone's guess. At the same time, scouts have reported masses of the undead, not just Circes, but great death knights, large monstrosities of bone and spirit, gathering around the glass shard. Floating above a mountain called Sleep Mountain. That's sleep with an EI, not an EE. No one's taking a nap there, let me tell you what. It seems whatever you do, you're gonna have to take care of one of those things. And whichever thing you don't take care of immediately is gonna come back around with a vengeance. So, party. So the point of this session basically is for you guys to discuss where you want to go. Because there's two factions in this forest, and they're both gonna have to be taken care of, but they can't be taken care of at the same time. Which means you guys are gonna have to decide.
Context
And?
question for me. How
Yeah?
much does Stacy know about now the circus? Did anyone tell during the meeting that there is a possibility that the circus could become our friends?
Your friends.
Yeah, like
Allies.
yeah, allies. That was the word. Perfect.
You know, that's a great question, but I was just about to propose that we go for the first 10-minute break while I collect my notes and you guys
Yes.
can think about your decision. So, I'm just gonna go back to what Stacy said. Eventually somebody manages to wake up Omni, and they look weird. None of you have seen Omni like
Say
this
that.
for the entirety of your time together. It's not that they look worse, it's not that they look sickly, though they do look still very taken up by the fight. But there's a determination in their eyes. There's fire in their eyes. If they speak with a voice that seems bigger than their entire body, and they say, "Oh, I've seen what the circus can do. But I have also seen what they won't do. Most importantly of all, I have seen what they might become. But to achieve that, To turn them from the bane of the forest to its guardian, we must take out the rot at its heart. The ringleader. A tremendous fiend of both considerable age and power. He stepped in front of me and glowered at me. And I've seen the weakness at this core of his soul, if indeed he has one. We can replace him, yes. We have plenty of options. Though I am loath to admit it, I think Blightwood might be our best bet. Otherwise, I don't suppose we can convince Kustian. Kustian immediately shakes his head. Oh. I think we can reform the circus. If we can't destroy it outright. Though I don't want to imagine what this ringleader will do with an army of Death Knights on his way marching on Owago just to get this infernal lamp. Well, but I haven't made up my mind yet. You guys sit there staring at Omni, and Rendari ponders this for a moment while she's scratching her chin. And then she turns the room to the rest of you. After all, you're going to be doing much of the heavy lifting. It should be up to you where you go in this endeavor.
I mean, if we play it by numbers, there's surely more at the castle than there are at the crystal, right? The glass shard.
So it would seem, yes. Though,
However, the bigger foes are at the crystal. There's large variety. If we know how to call a lot of people at the same time, the castle is a good bet. But if we have to fight a variety of larger and larger enemies immediately, that will be difficult. We also have to consider what happens if we don't attack the other, because they will come for the town, and who can we defend the town against better?
indeed.
For that reason, I think we should attack the castle first. If we can take the majority of people out first, we have more people at the town at our disposal to attack a more manageable amount of enemies that cannot swarm us from all sides. Because even one of the followers could potentially have a big impact, but we can definitely send multiple people on one big Skeleman.
Rendari
Stacy
nods.
stands-
Confusedly.
Stacy stands up from her chair and she starts walking upwards and backwards and like pondering, and
And that
She
moment,
goes like-
another guest comes into the room and stands down at the corner, waiting for you to say something, Stacy.
I see it like this. The circus was always part of the woods, of the nature. Right now, it does more harm than good. We have two threats. One party will never join us to fight the other party, but we have an opportunity to mend what was broken and to have more allies in the fight to come. I would opt to go for the crystal.
In that moment, Renalan, or Cowboy, speaks up and says, "Right. I just have to chime in and let all of you know that majority of the troops, which I've already spoken to, will be here defending the town, setting up traps, building palisades, and all that. It'll just be a small team that investigates whichever location we go to. But rest assured, Mother Nature knows how to defend itself, and she owes me a couple favors." He stands there, smirking his bovine smile mysteriously. Everyone turns to you, Seti.
What say you, Snake Man?
I feel like whatever justification I can bring up, someone else can refute it. For me,
Oh,
the circus is just part of nature, as Stacy said good or bad. I don't think it matters. I think it's a balance.
So you
So-
want to attack the fort as well?
Yes. I feel like, and I think Gustian will know better than me in that regard. But I feel like it's not about reforming the circus, but it is about restoring the balance. And the outsiders at the fort are a more invasive threat to the balance.
Kostian nods from across the room. Finally, Samara speaks up. They've been looking weird as well, but in a different way. They look kind of disturbed, and they smirk as they see Renala coming in. As they finally stand up and say, well, personally, I think whatever the circus might be, balance, part of nature, they're a joke, most of all. They're a goddamn joke, only we've all forgotten the punchline. And Stacy, you know I respect you more than anyone at this table. But I respect my own heart even more. And right now, it's clear to see that the order is the biggest danger to that hide. Finally, Omni, who finally gets up from their chair and stumbles to their feet, says, well, suppose then it doesn't matter what I think. It's decided. We attack Fort Réunion. And with that, the rest of you settle down to make preparations to how best to assault the fort. It's just gonna be a couple of guards. Rendari, Hall is gonna join you. Renal is gonna join you. Kostian, all your companions are gonna join you. As Renalan said, the majority of the guards will be staying at town to protect it in case the circus now shows up. Though it will be mostly safe for the next 4 weeks. Yeah. You guys have one more day before you depart. Is there anything you would like to do around town? Anything you'd like to talk about? Anything you'd like to... Anyone you'd like to yell at?
Well, as I said, I'd like to meet Philo, but yeah, it's me, the player, not Stacy. Mind that.
Well, right now, you have one more day to do whatever the hell you want. So, what'll it be? I'm gonna put-
Probably.
Yep.
Stacy wants to see how to implant tree seed.
Stacy, you make your way to the town square. Let me go through the rest of the party. Andrew, Seri and Tyr, what would you like to do?
I think personally, Seti is gonna be spending most of the last time remaining with the child from the egg.
You make your way to the roadhouse to make sure the Drake is well taken care of.
Oh, the Drake. What? It?
Yeah,
Sorry, you
I'm
just
losing.
broke off a lot, Stacy. I didn't quite understand.
Sounded so funny.
It just misheard things again, and it was funny for me.
That's right, Drake is here. Hide your kids.
No.
Oh,
Tyr, what are you doing?
the smithy, right? Is it
Yeah.
a weapon smithy or a tool smithy?
It's a blacksmith now. They do everything.
I wanna see if I maybe can get a bigger hammer.
I will remind you, you do have a pretty big hammer in your inventory that was given to you like several sessions ago by your god.
Wait. Fuck me.
Sideways?
I mean all the ways because I forgot about that hammer.
Hang on, let me pull it up for you. Here, it's called the Iron Will. I've left it in the Roll20 chat.
There was also
I
this
haven't
piece
used this hammer.
There's this piece of gear that I commissioned for Tyr, and was not sure if they've received that by now or not.
Let me pull
Oh
it
yeah,
up.
the rack plate, right?
Yes.
Hey, nice rack. So yeah, as you come
It
into the
seems like you
smithy,
already
one of
did
the
get what's up
one of the artificers turns to you and says, "Damn, you got your hands on a nice rack there, friend."
there.
And I look down. I'm like, whoa, hey, I forgot about this one.
Why not? Hang on. Yeah, it's called Vol's Plate. I'm also gonna drop that in chat. Perfect. And yeah, you come in here. No, for no particular reason. Maybe you just like being at the forge, cradling your cool new hammer. And as you come on in, the blacksmith turns to you. This tall, lanky birdman by the name of Gum. He says, "Oh yes, your friend came in and had this commissioned this for you. Here, please try it on. Tell me if it fits. I fear it might be a little tight around the chest."
Ooh.
As it happens, the thing fits perfectly. It's also exactly your style, and it's very flattering on your waistline.
Damn.
Is that what you say? Yeah.
Damn, I say. I look at it. I'm like, this is marvelous. I mean, I just walk around and I find the next thing that resembles a mirror.
There's actually a big mirror in the smithy just for people who want to make sure that the armor is the right fit. It
I
does
look
look very good
directly
on
at
you.
my ass.
It feels like you look at your ass for about 30 seconds too long until you
Yep.
get a little bit of self-conscious and get a move on out of there. I'm gonna have to call another 5-minute break.
I can't believe that you two opted out to getting more allies.
I didn't opt out. Wait,
I
was that...
didn't want to attack the. I didn't want
Yes,
to make
thank
sure
you.
that we came back bad blood.
I didn't know that. I mean, my thought was that no matter where we attack, we can ask for their alliance.
I mean, for me, attacking implies you don't have an opportunity to an alliance.
But yeah, Black Circus would have been the opportunity to get an alliance. But if we destroy or like diminish the Crooked Man Order, they don't want to join us. Why?
I've been doing nothing but giving pain to the order at this point. Like, I'm not gonna abandon this mission.
It wouldn't have been abandoned. It was just delayed. I mean, and they would have attacked us anyway. They would have come to us. But then we would
Stacy,
have
if
had
it makes
more
you
allies.
if it makes you feel better, Stacy, you're still gonna have to kill the ringleader,
I know.
and you're still gonna replace him with probably Blightwood. I don't know what you guys have
I
planned.
know.
Just not right away.
I know, but for my character, it would have made so much more sense to get allies and to right the wrongs in the nature, you know?
That's
Guys,
true.
this is the moment Coolster splits from the party. She gets so upset. Stacy, you make your way down to... Sorry.
Downtown.
You're making your way downtown, walking fast, but not too fast. It's been a long...
Ice is past.
It's been a long couple of days wandering. As you walk past all the different faces from the town, they recognize you as both an adventurer who's been helping the town and as a druid who have become more of a constant presence throughout the last couple of days, and you see the occasional smile. You wonder if this is what you've been missing throughout all of your hermit years. Finally, you get down to the town square, where you still see the sad stump of the face song reaching fruitlessly into the night sky. There's a gaggle of druids standing around, visibly taking a break from days upon days of casting ritual spells, each of them with their own little cup of coffee. Ashling is already there, regarding you and waving you closer. Takes you only a moment. Yep.
Yeah, just wanted to say, yeah, I come to Ashling.
You come.
Why don't
Yes.
you?
Actually,
Both of you shut up. I'm taking away your talking privileges. Stacy, you take the lead in this situation. You tell me what you want to happen.
Oh no, I shouldn't have said something. Okay. No, it's fine. Relatively cautiously, Stacy steps towards Ashling, and he looks over the gaggle of druids to see if she can see a familiar face. And also with a little bit of sadness, she looks to the stump of the face. Yeah, of the face. So it is called face.
You look sadly at the tree, who seems to look sadly back at you, wondering if maybe finally you will be the druid to do the right thing. Somebody steps up behind you and, in almost familiar voice, says, "Oh, it's rather sad, isn't it? Oh, I'll be damned. Stacy, is that you?"
Upon hearing Philo's voice, Stacy kind of stops for a little moment in her movement, because a thought comes through her mind. Oh no, I have to tell him one way or another.
One way or another.
She turns she turns around and smiles towards Philo and says, "Good to meet another familiar face."
Oh, I could use a little bit of familiarity. Everything's very strange lately. Have you tried the coffee? It's like a magic potion without any magic in it. It's amazing. Oh, I don't suppose you've
Stacy
just come
shrugs.
back. I don't suppose you've just come back to town to chat with an old coot.
Stacy shrugs and says, "No, I'm more a hot cocoa type, not a coffee type of girl." And
That
yeah,
makes a
you're
lot
right.
of sense.
I'm not just here to chit chat. And Stacy puts out the jackal tree seed from her backpack and shows it to Philo without already naming what name the tree seed has, because she kind of fears what kind of conversation this will spark.
His eyes, kind of resembling the golden discs of a snake's eyes, grow wide as they look upon this small seed. It seems he's one of the few people in this world who understands it for what it is, just by looking. You mean to grow another face on the top of the old one?
Yes, this is what Mother Ashling and me were doing back at the circle, and what took us so long.
I heard you were intercepted by an undead interloper and a demon. Myself, I couldn't believe it. There hasn't been a demon in these woods for hundreds of years. But this seed, it's familiar somehow. It reminds me of someone. Yeah, strange as that sounds, though. Everything is strange lately. He gestures for you to hand it to him so you can look at it more closely.
With a kind of embarrassed impression, Stacy says, "Yeah, I named the seed Jackal."
That's a good name. Suppose you have to remember her. You hung out a lot with Jacqueline. She was a good student. Never quite really realized her own capabilities. It seems she was only ever busy impressing others. Oh, she was so bright, and she was taken from us so young. Oh, I'm glad that you are remembering her with this seed. It suits her, I think. She would do anything to protect nature, and now she's protecting this town. Besides, I think every druid secretly dreams of turning into a tree. At that moment, you can see another druid kind of looking at him weirdly from across the plaza, being like, huh? But don't tell anyone. We already have a bad reputation. All right. Suppose if you have a new seed, that means we were gonna need a new weird too. And we're gonna have to break our heads over who it is. Do you know who was the first witch of this town? The first weird?
Damn, does Stacy know? I'm not really sure about that.
Or you can roll history on nature.
What is better for me? Of course, nature is better for me.
God, let me check my notes. With a 10, you just about remember that the first ever weird of Town Wargo was the Archdruid from the Autumn Dragon Circle at the time, who merged himself with the consciousness of a tree, planted that tree in the town, and then had a tree growing out of himself. He became a strange creature, both part of the forest and inhabitant of the forest at the same time. And as long as he lived and the tree lived, the town would always be protected. Ever since then, the town and the circle have had a very close connection. Many members of the circle came from the town, and many weirds who came back to the town from the circle were originally, born in Waro. Up until the very latest, Maquella, who, for whatever reason, has absconded. She too was a druid of the Autumn Circle once. She had left longer than either you or Ashling had ever been around. You don't quite know under what circumstances. In fact, she's always been rather mysterious, though she always got along well enough with you and Ashling. Now it seems someone else will have to take the reins. Someone else will have to take that seed and have it grow inside of them. We'll also make sure that a new tree grows on top of the old one. Whether it will be a Faesong is yet to see. Could be anything. Could be one of those poisonous hollies for all you know. Let me see.
Indeed. So, Stacy just says, I think, funnily enough, the first weirdess wasn't a weirdess, but a
weird on.
Weirdess.
A weird
on.
A
Nothing more.
Little terminology here. If it's a woman, it's a weirdess. If it's a man, it's a weird on. If it's neither, it's just a weird.
Nice. So yeah, in Stacy's normal weird little ways, she says, "Yeah, I think it was a weird one, wasn't it?"
And that moment, a terrible creature shambles onto the steed, croaking and shuffling and looking both of you with eyeless eyes.
Yes, a man. I knew him. Hazel. He went by Hazel. I've never seen Hazel. I think he was a fraud.
He speaks to both of you in Druidic. Philo is still kind of taken aback by this man. It seems to you that he doesn't want to outright tell him to buzz off, but he also doesn't quite know how to talk with him in general. You look upon this mostly very beautiful, like objectively very beautiful drow man who is still kind of disheveled and creature-like. You can see that he's more tree than man in some places. It doesn't help that the tattoos on the right side of his body seem to resemble the markings on the birch that is growing out of his face.
You heal the tree. You are a healer.
He looks at you, pointing with a long, deep gray finger.
Daisy lets out a little scream, which sounds like "eek," and and first of all, she says, "Wow, keep attention to where you point that twig at."
Ah, it's true, it's true. I have let myself go over the centuries. But your flesh is still soft, and your hair is still hairy.
You're not quite sure what he means by that.
You would make a fine druid. You would make a fine weirdess.
Tyr
True.
makes a phrase from across town. Somehow he feels a disturbance in the force.
Tears is walking down the street. He feels a shiver down his spine, like, oh.
True, but I feel like my path goes down another hill. Like it's a little bit more wintry, if you know what I mean.
Yes. You are giving the cold shoulder in more ways than one.
And Fallow's like, I don't know. It seems Tyr and Samara picked up this strange man somewhere along their travels. They say he used to be inside of a tree. But whatever he's been doing wonders at keeping the Faesong alive. We only have to do half shifts now. Whatever he does, it's helping. I don't suppose he wouldn't mind merging with another tree, though. We have options, and we have some time to think about that. We can't very well complete the ritual while the city is still under threat of a siege. Until then. Don't you have
Before
somewhere
Philo-
to sleep? And Drukas just kind of shambles away.
Stacy says, yeah, I sleep at the roadhouse. And coming back to the topic of Jacqueline, so you really think that this is something he wanted, right? And like, what do you know about her accident, which put her away from the living the first time?
She'd been strange, restless for a long time. And I know that months before her death, she came back from a scouting mission, changed, disheveled. Black rings under her eyes. There was something dark about her that day, and the way she spoke to me. She was full of regret, though she wouldn't tell me what. Months later, then, she was hit by a giant tree, which she apparently wanted to drop on some poachers instead. I'm not entirely sure that her self-destruction wasn't entirely self-imposed. He looked sad for a moment at the thought. She valued life more than anything. Only she didn't value her own. It's sad to see them go like that.
Daisy ponders a little bit about that and goes like, So, and now Stacy decides to go full on truth mode. She wasn't sure until now, and
Shit, truth mode.
yeah. She tells Philo that she met Jacqueline, but like her undead version.
She puts two and two
And,
together. He puts two and two together pretty quick.
And also like the little adventure they had together in putting down the
The
bozo, the schmuck,
the schmuck.
and that after that Stacy went for the decision and did not left Jacqueline the decision on what to do with her life, and that Stacy thought at that moment when she made the decision it was the right one, because life had to be put back into balance. But also that this was then the thought which sparked the idea of naming the seed with this name.
He turns away from you for a moment, looking at the tree, and you can see a thick crocodile's tear rolling down his face. Takes a deep breath and says, "You know, I always remembered her as the shy but skilled girl that she was. Somebody who could have changed the world if only she believed in herself. And maybe this is just a lesson to all of us. I should have just told her how much she meant. Not just to me, but to everyone. Thank you, Stacy. You did a tremendous and horrifying thing. I must admit I would not have been as noble in your situation. And, if it is a comfort, she will always live on in our memories. Especially yours, if I'm not mistaken." And he smirks at you knowingly. He leaves you be for the rest of the evening, talking with the other druids, making sure that Druckus doesn't eat any cats or whatever.
He would never.
I mean,
He'd be drinking water from the from the backed up water pipes from the roofs. You know what I mean? That's what.
oh,
He'd
he
be doing. He'd be
would.
sipping
He
from
would
that.
climb on the roofs. He would climb up the roofs and like eat all the little pine nuts
Exactly.
that are like all the little pine cones that are gathered in the.
He would eat the moss.
He'd eat the moss.
And suck out the water in the moss. Okay.
He would jump into the
Exactly.
river and like come out with a couple of fish in his mouth. That's what he would do.
With a couple of what? You got censored there by the internet.
With a couple of fish. I'm saying he would wild shape into a bear because we're all forgetting right now that he's a druid.
I thought after like what hundreds, thousands of years as a tree, he would only remember tree shape.
You do remember that he transformed into a bear to help you carry Samara to town.
I don't
Very well.
remember that. Don't tell me what I remember.
Now I
I'm not telling you
specifically
what to do.
removed
I'm just
his
telling you what to
history.
don't.
Yes.
All right.
Because it's a trash can and not a trash cannot.
Very true. Seri, you make your way, your snake legs slowly giving out under you and telling you that it's time to seek out the bed sheets. You finally come across. Nubla wrapped in many blankets, sitting on a bench outside the inn. The Drake somewhere underneath, his head poking out next to hers, both snoring. Both snoring as if they hadn't slept in days. You take one last look at them and you feel peace somehow. In another life, this would have been your life. This would have been your everyday. Watching over children, making sure they grow up right. But it's not what happened. You are here now. There's blood in your hands, both real and imagined. In fact, you should probably get a washer in those arms of Tikora sometime soon. Until then, you stare up into the night sky, and whereas the night used to give you nightmares and feelings of loneliness, you feel now that it comes over you like a great big hug. Just said he quietly enjoying that.
He's sleeping.
Indeed.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
No. I'm meditating, I swear.
Seti, you sit down at one of the outside tables, pondering. What are you pondering?
I think I'm mostly pondering about that dream / vision that Murshak gave me, or where Murshak appeared in at least. I'm not sure if they were actually the one giving me it.
Murdoch appeared in the darkest recesses of your mind, promising you power and immortality in exchange for pain. Demon lords like him are privy to have access to a lot of things: power, blood, worship, revilement, and reverence. But few of them know what true pain is like anymore. There's little joy in the abyss, and many demons have lost the taste of it entirely. But Murshok seemed to envy you for your ability to feel the pain and live with it. In the end, maybe you're just one great scale on the serpent's back, but if you are one of the toughest motherfucking scales there is. And that's a certainty.
I think Seti is now mostly lamenting the fact of what would come after this, after Iwago. Because I think he's mostly starting to think that when this is over and this mission is over, then his body is gonna start failing at some point. And he's wondering, like, what he's gonna leave behind when that happens.
You hear a couple of footsteps. And Andrew, I need you to tell me. There's two options of what happens in this scene now. Either Seti has comfort or Seti is confronted with the cold hard truth. What do you think awaits Seti out there in the snowy night?
I think he's expecting the cold hard truth. He's not looking for comfort.
In your half-asleep delirium, it seems you summoned another monster. Only this one knows you. Da-da-da. Why, hello. You seem a little, distraught, my scaly friend. Maybe you could use another drink. The creature sits down next to you. Have you tried the coffee? It's very good. Or perhaps another Wanty ale, the one they make with viper venom. Or perhaps maybe just a glass of water to clear your head. Though I hear the tea they make here is a killer. You don't look so cheery now, Seti. Just a couple days ago, you were thanking me for the gift I gave you. Now you seem to regret it all the same. Are you not happy to be alive, despite everything?
Not sure. Until I will have a tea if you're going to talk it.
Oh,
Spill it even.
now I like your moxie. Out of nowhere, a cup appears in front of you, and before you know it, they've produced a pitcher with steaming hot tea coming out of it. It's got a pleasant amber shade as it fills up, and it reminds you pleasantly of simpler days. Please, have a sip. It's my own personal blend.
I take a sip.
It's anise, lavender, and a distinct hint of sage. The bitter, hard truth, you've come to find out, would make a sage out of you, too. Okay, that was cheesy, I'm sorry. Well, you see, the body I've given you is a reconstruction of your own, with, well, a good bit of me in it as well. Hence why I couldn't fulfill you, because I didn't have everything. Before I knew it, some of the dust that you turned into had flown away. Hence the scar on your face. The creature points at a scar in its own face. Just be glad you haven't started growing eyes on your arms yet. They do see everything, even things you don't want to see. It's rather bothersome.
I think what I've lacked in vision so far has been made up by hearing the visions of others around me while nudging to my spectral ear.
They nod and smile. I think, and I've said this before, out of all the people it could have hit, I'm glad it was you. In my many, many years living across the planescape, I've rarely met someone with such true character as yours. But don't let that go to your head. I invite you to think how high the great have fallen, how far the great have fallen, and where they ended up. They have a haunted look on their face, and their many eyes stare into nothingness. The cold hard fact of the matter is, Seti, that there is no death for you in the future. Once this adventure is over, you will carry on. And once everyone around you has turned to dust, you will keep carrying on. Provided no one kills you, which in the eons that may take, you might have figured out a way to fix the condition. But trust me, it won't always be lonely. Only most of the time. I suggest you enjoy the time you have with your friends now.
Am I now what? A vessel of eternal pain? A feeding ground?
Not quite. You are a vessel of purpose. Purpose is its very own kind of agony, I found. And I think, though you couldn't put it into words, you've shown the world, myself, and everyone else around you, many, many times what your purpose is. Friendship, justice, revenge, kindness,
Destruction.
destruction of evil. Whether it is evil that could have turned good eventually doesn't matter. Few in this cosmos have the strength of character that you do to make decisions knowing that they might hurt someone in the future. Regretting every single bit of pain that you cause and going on anyway. It doesn't make you a lesser person, Seti. It makes you a greater one.
Is this the reason I've been given this and I produce the seed of chaos?
Between you and I think Mershuk just wants to see what you'll do with it. But that bastard is a bit of a slimy one, isn't he?
With this, grow a new tree that protects the city. Or God's gonna ruin it. And I'm guessing by the name of the seed, I'm guessing the answer is maybe.
They nod. That's the thing about the chaos, you see. You don't know until you see it. Question is, in the worst case of what might happen when you plant this seed, when it is a seed of destruction, will you be prepared to handle that? I think I know, but do you?
We should do this more often.
Oh, we will. We will. And they step away, get up, and you can hear a faint stepping of feet in the snow, and then a quick fluttering of wings. You fall asleep at the table. You don't even notice that two of your friends carry up to your room. You don't notice the person lying down next to you, making sure that you are not dead. You don't notice that that person falls asleep with her arms slung around you. You do feel kind of uncomfortable next morning when you have pulled a muscle in your back and Lafarva's lying next to you and won't let you go because she's still asleep and her arm is very heavy. Great. Fantastic.
Then I'm gonna
Provided that
take a
none of
long
you want to
rest
do
anyway.
anything for the rest of the day,
Gonna take a long rest.
you all take a long rest and we see each other again in 10 minutes. And we're back.
We're back.
With
Holy
that
shit.
bombshell.
What a
On that
what a
bombshell.
whiplash.
Listen, there's a reason why I'm so good at playing heartbreaking scenes in this game.
Yup. You can't
It's-
scat. That's inappropriate.
It's the dawn of the last day. The four of you are making the last of your
What do you mean the
preparations.
last day? Hold on. What do you mean the last day?
And
The
where
last
does
day
that
before
mean
you
even
depart.
come from?
Oh,
It's the last day before you depart for Fort Réunion. You can see Xiomara flipping through the book, trying to take down notes, trying to write down spells, memorizing those that they want to use. You can see Omni just sharpening Eclipse. You can see a
How?
strange visual thing has happened to Omni too, where what was blue light before coming out of the sword and their eyes has since turned like a bright amber color. Tyr and Seti, what are you doing to prepare?
Tyr woke up with something he can only call like furious determination. I think what I missed to I wanted to say this earlier, but Tyr has been starting to be homesick. He remembers something that he wants back, and it's his old personality. He used to be more organized, he used to be more strict, and he feels like while it was fun exploring this side of him, Tyr has to lock the fuck in. And this is this is what he does this morning. Tyr is locking in.
The two of you see Tyr on the floor of the room you share in the morning, doing stretches and doing push-ups. And though he might be a little out of shape, you can see that his muscles are quickly remembering the old routines. Stacy, you wake up with the cutest little yawn and stretch. It's like little princess waking up. Only there's a little
Amazing.
only for some reason one of your dragon fangs is sticking out of your mouth, and it's still sticking out of your mouth when you close it after the yawn. And you don't notice until it's too late. Sadie, you
Amazing.
wake up as you always do. Well, not entirely.
Oh,
You wake up
well,
trapped under a big muscly arm.
I wake up spooning somehow.
You are being
Spoony.
spooned, yes.
I think Seti is filled at this moment with self-doubt, but also and shoulder pain, and like from waking up this way, like a first in a long time of feeling actually cared for, and he wants to maybe just take care of himself for once, and he's finally gonna take a long bath.
You manage to use your old operative skills to escape Lafav's arms, and you make your way down to the sauna. While everyone's getting ready, Stacy, you realize that this is your chance. And you go down to the road. You go down to the inn to have a big table set for you and your party.
Yes. with all the nice food, and of course a big bowl of flan in the middle.
Turns out they ran out of flan like a few days ago, and all they have
How
now
would
is
you do? Why would you do this?
and all they
little-
have now is rice pudding. It's almost as good.
Okay, fine. It's like Milchreis, isn't it? Rice
Yep.
pudding is Milchreis. Okay, then it's fine.
Okay.
They even stack it up into like a nice little pedestal shape, like if it were a flan, only it's like pasty and kernely.
Perfect. So with the dish set, and Stacy arranges like all the cutlery and so in a neat little way, like she was prone to when she was still living with her. I don't know. It's not really bio parents, but yeah, before she was cast out, like a table has to be set in a certain manner when you live in with a Dutch. So yeah, she puts great effort.
A duke.
Oh, a Duke. Damn. See, I thought
Person.
Duquesa, Dutch. Yeah, that's fine. You know. But yeah, And
Xiomara
the-
comes
the
down at
table-
some point, already like completely dressed up to the nines, already having the makeup perfectly applied. A neat new black pearl earring in one of their ears. They point out a couple of things that need to be done, and they start helping you prepare the tish, as you said, the table. And they turn to you very grimly for a brief moment and say, I didn't mean to talk down to you yesterday, in case that wasn't clear.
it's fine. It's always troublesome to get allies.
Xiomara looks at you in an expression that is almost sorry, but you feel like they're about to scream. And they're like, yep, you're right. And they sit down at the table and bury their nose deep inside a book immediately. Omni joins you
Stacy
soon
sits-
after that. Yep.
Yeah, Stacy just sits on her place, and you can already see how she puts out a little, or not little. It's like a wooden egg, like the one she already started carving like a week ago or so. And she only has it in her hands right now, but her carving knife is at the ready.
As you sit there, Seri and Tyr, you both come out of the bathing house at the same time. Tyr, you just took a complimentary shower after getting your morning workout. You feel amazing, and you also feel like you want to throw up. The way you do when you haven't worked out in years.
It wouldn't have been years. It would have been like a couple of months. I was still in duty like weeks ago.
Yeah, but you never really. I'm deciding as God in this world that you weren't actively working out in between shifts. You were just kind of going through the motions at the end.
I guess the regimen that I was thinking of when I made speech earlier was the mental. Like
You know what?
the
You
duty
know what?
part.
Fine. I'll give you that. You weren't that out of shape, but you were still pretty out of shape.
That's fair enough.
Seri, you feel like a snake reborn, which might just be that you started to molt as soon as your body hit hot water. You peel a little bit of skin from your face, and you admire for a moment the white translucent likeness of your face held between your hands before Roderick ripped it out of your face and asked you to go shed outside. Soon enough, you all sit at the table. Those who have stuck around, anyway. At some point, Kostian sits down at the table as well, and Lefave, stretching her back one last time, sits down next to Seri and starts absentmindedly fidgeting with a knife in a scabbard. Seems all eyes now are turned to you, Stacy, once more.
Stacy takes the little spoon of her set piece and clings it against her glass to get the attention of everyone. And
Everybody's
Stacy,
already looking at you.
listen, this is just how it's done, okay? Damn it. So, and she clears her throat and says, "I'd wanted to prepare this neat little table and to have a strengthening breakfast for all of us. But also, lately, there have been some things on my mind, and now she sits down, she grabs the wooden egg, her cutting knife, and she begins to tell the story how she slayed Jacqueline and what really happened that day. And yeah, you can see how the story is still fresh in her mind, and it really brings her to think about if what she did was really the right thing to do. And all while she tells this in like her own pretty big therapy session, she begins to carve at the egg again. And yeah, when she ends like her description of how she decided to end Jacqueline's life, she goes like, but you know, lately, even though my resolve was so good on this decision, I'm now coming to think of it, if this was really the right call. And I'd like to hear from you how you fare with such feelings, like when you did something and in that situation you thought like, oh, this was the right thing, but now, yeah, kind of remorse slips into your mind. How or what do you do with that situation?
If neither of you says anything first, Castian is gonna scramble over to you and put a hand on your shoulder and say, "It gets easier. I remember when Tyr and Silmara took me on the first mission, the first ambush of the Black Circus that we had to evade. I remember thinking, these were my friends once, and then I remember thinking, they are not my friends now. The more we killed, the easier it got. And just remember that you're not here to carry that burden on your own." He smiles at you, but it's a sad smile. Lefavre turns to you and says, "I think the hardest part is always going through with it. The regret that comes later, it's bad, yes, but it's not as bad as everything that's behind you. You're a very strong person, Stacy. Don't forget that."
I think for me, Stacy, the regret has been constant, and maybe whatever has kept me going for all this time. I feel like everything I've been doing so far to help others has been out of a constant regret of decisions in the past that I made where I did not. I'm not sure if this will help you in some way, but my masters have used to say that in the end, the past is in the past. You cannot change it. The only thing we can do is keep remembering ourselves and make sure that we learn the right lessons from it.
Everyone's looking at you, Tyr.
I'm pondering this quite a lot. Tyr, looks down at the table for a second and then looks directly at Stacy and says, regret can come in many forms. And a lot of the times we regret what could have been and not what we've done. As soon as you regret what could have been, I feel like you've made the wrong decisions. But for me, even if I once regretted what I've done, now what I see is good things. It was difficult making those decisions in the first place, and I immediately regretted a lot of them. Like immediately when we left the Arianwe, I felt a regret of leaving the guard, leaving behind my comrades, and the guilt. But seeing what I've done now after that decision, and knowing that not everything is final, I can still go back to this. I can still not revert my decisions, but I can, having made that decision that I regretted before, I can do something even greater with my life. I think you should think the same way.
Stacy
Stacy.
is grateful for all the thoughts and Denkanstöße,
Ideas.
ideas
Anstößiges Denken.
she got from basically her family. And all the while she was listening, she finished her carving, and she stands up. She goes towards Tyr and give this egg into his hands. Like in Stacy's hands, you must imagine the egg is pretty big, but now in Tyr's hands, the egg is like kind of normal sized. And Stacy goes, I had a dream. Two persons, they live together, and they are a family, and they wanted to have more out of their life. They tried for a very, very long time. And finally, I saw when I was flying over their house, on their porch or in their garden, the washing line, there are small little clothes on it. And this egg I made for you because you were so sad when you had to left this egg. And when you open it up, and Stacy opens the egg for Tyr, you can see that there are like two little dragons in there, like intertwined. And Stacy goes like, I have a feeling that somehow this egg belongs to my story. I'm not quite sure if it's in my past or in my future, but those visions, they were so real. They felt like part of me. And yeah, they gave me inspiration for your little carving.
Of course, this is something you would like to tell the party.
Yes.
Jump scare.
Jump scare.
No, you're Blightwood.
No, I'm not Blightwood. I will become a mother of twins in November. My wife is finally pregnant.
Congratulations.
Absolutely, congratulations, of course. These are amazing news. And I am so glad that through all this time, we've been able to give you some amount of comfort, though. Maybe you don't need as much anymore, though. I'm sure I'm not the only person who means it when I say that if you ever need help around the house, if you ever need help changing the diapers, or if you never need help doing all the fucking dishes, you've got at least 4 friends who are ready to come to your house at a moment's notice. And thank you. Thank you so much for everything. And we wish all the best for you, your wife, and the 2 little potatoes that will be running around your home in November.
Yeah. 2 cool potatoes.
Well, they probably won't be running yet in November, I hope.
You never
Listen,
know.
those are dragon potatoes now, okay?
Potatoes.
I don't know
They'll
if there's
be
anyone
flying
else
then.
at this table who might want to say something, but I will leave that up to them.
Holy shit.
Well,
I mean,
now
like,
you've already
this
said it,
channel is
Florian.
unnecessary
You can't
blood
blame me
for
anymore,
like,
Florian.
No, that's fair enough.
I don't want to like pile on. Like I know I'm so glad for you. That's just the most. It's so glad. Yeah, I know you've been trying for so long. So
Exactly.
That's amazing. I'm really happy for you.
Thank you very
I
much.
will catch up at some point, but that's for next year at the earliest. But I will.
Nice. Also with 2 or just with 1?
That's what nature decides.
I don't think. I think it's fair to say that Coolstar, no one is going to be beating you anytime soon. But yeah,
Listen, and
Except
then
for
all
the
of a
potatoes.
sudden, Ziska decides to take in 2 foster children or so.
God, imagine that.
No, she'll be busy with my children.
I'll be busy
when
with-
I'm just tired.
Yep. I told Florian this is great news for you, but it's amazing for me. I'm gonna be an ant. I can finally live
Yeah.
out my dream of being a cool ant.
What,
Hopefully
a cool
very soon.
ant? Oh no, aren't you?
No,
I am going to eat her.
no. Don't say it's a matter of fact. Like, well, you know it's been coming.
Perfect.
I love how the connection came so instantly. We're like, oh no, Antir, don't. Just,
Uh, Great. As you finish talking, and Christian Lefavre and I bet everyone else comes to give you a big hug, you can find somebody sitting at the other end of the table, feet
hold on,
kicked
I
up.
didn't get to.
cup-
I didn't get to react to the egg.
You react to the egg first.
Egg. I wipe a tear, a singular tear, out of
A singular tear.
out of Tear's face. Thank you.
As you do that, and you give Stacy a big hug, and Stacy gains a point of inspiration, you see somebody at the other end of the table, cup in hand, hooves up on the table, laughing a deep, malicious chuckle.
Cowboy. Oh,
What?
Lightwood.
No! I can leave! Out of all the things you could have done, this is probably the most repelling thing you could have said, Stacy. I don't know if I can recover.
He takes his hips down. He looks genuinely shaken.
Well, I had this whole thing prepared where I would just mock you evilly and then spurn you on to be better versions of yourself, but I'm happy for you, Stacy. One way or another. I think this is a good thing. Not just for me, mind, for the forest. We all know that what's about to come, we're gonna need as many allies as we can handle. And though you've decided to delay helping me for the time being, I don't begrudge you. What I do begrudge you is that terrible sense of taste. Seri, you smell like a flower bed.
I was pretty sure I put some anise in the bath as well, but fuck.
Yeah, you smell like licorice. Speaking of licorice, have you seen her around?
So you hear the distant sound of a cat bouncing.
Oh, well. Well, I suppose I'll have to say goodbye to all of you for a while. You'll be going after that damnable order, and I will be doing my thing, as per usual.
I hope I don't have to tell you that you passed the test yesterday. I didn't quite get to test Xiomara and Stacy, though. Looking at the glowering faces from both of you, I feel like I don't have to. What a touching moment. You know, I miss the times when I had my own adventuring party, though it was dreadfully, dreadfully boring. I won't torture you with this story, though I will give you this. He tosses something your way, Stacy, and you catch it with your hands. Please add to your inventory, Blighted Necklace.
Ooh.
You don't have to find me. I'll find you. Just invoke that damn necklace. I made it with my hands. You can see now that it was very lovingly crafted. It's like carved out of a little bit of burl of tree, and it resembles the horn of a goat. Oh, anyway, you know the wine here is very good, though it's not quite as good as the ale. But all in all, I'm more of an absinthe man myself. He disappears.
Fucking weirdo.
Well, he is what he is. Though I suppose he's always true to himself, for what it's worth.
That counts for more than you think.
The rest of you spend the rest of the day getting ready. And soon enough, you make your way down to Fort Reunion. To have a very own reunion with people you might not have met, but who have met you. The eye of Ilmar is upon you. And with that, we're going to call a session.
Whoa!
Yeah, what?
Jump scare end of session?
Yes.
It would have felt wrong to just be like, all right, guys, we're gonna have to call it in the middle of the siege because we've come up on time. No. Yeah.
I was actually like, I was reminding myself of a night. I was like, I could maybe have something with Aisling, but now we have to do that next session, baby.
Next session,
I swear
baby.
I saw you write somewhere that I would meet my boyfriend, and I was so happy to hear that. It's just wow.
Oh
was
yeah, you
expecting
teased
something
at
by
at as well too to me.
Because I was like, oh wait, is the rest of the guard coming? Holy shit! And then nothing happened.
I guess I could have made a point of having Rendari said that there's another airship, the Ludovica, coming to get all of you. You know what? Redcon, she did say that actually. And Tiu got really excited because she also said that Lieutenant Ricardas is gonna be...
Okay, but none of you know officially why I'm excited. You just know that I'm excited for this specific name. And you all assume that I'm straight still, I guess.
What?
Oh wait, no, you have seen me
No.
work with the Roadhouse man. Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
literally no
correct.
one has any reason to assume that you're straight. That's
No,
an
no,
insane thing to assume
thinks,
about
Tyr
you.
thinks he's been playing it straight.
Oh, yes, waking up another day of being straight bossy. Is
Oh, look at me! I
Look at
love
him being gay
titties
as
and stuff. Yeah, big old bahonk.
Great, everyone. Everyone,
Anyways.
we're now in the post session, which means all of you have to tell me how well you did on your homework.
I don't fucking remember this time. I didn't write it down.
You didn't write it down, you get nothing. Seti, what was your
enough.
your assignment for the session?
Well, so I had celebration, freedom, happy experiences, life quality, and triumph. A battle that you have been battling for a long time will come to pass.
Will come to an end. What do you think,
Not
Seti?
come to an end. I think I was expecting it to go a very different way than it went, because I was thinking like
You were really
when I was
you were
talking-
really counting on me being like, yeah, Seti's gonna die at the end of this act, sorry.
yeah. Also, I was thinking half the time, I have no idea what this person is who I'm talking to.
And you never asked, just like usual. In true Belgian fashion, you were just like, it will come to me eventually. It will come to me.
It will come to me in a dream. No, I was thinking like, oh, this is gonna be someone I have to know, and I forgot, and I don't want to mention it, and then I'm gonna be
In
scolded.
fairness, Vicaras did not make a point of introducing themselves. They were just like,
I mean,
yes.
they did say like the life I gave you, so I was first thinking like, is this just Vico in another disguise or something?
No, actually, this is Vico without the disguise.
Yeah, that I got, but I technically never asked. But that was like my first thought. Okay, this is Vico being an ass.
Perfect.
Oh yeah,
I think
I
the
did not know
biggest
we were
battle you've
battling.
been fighting as a character is with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Consistently. And I think for once, Sadie was like, I'm gonna do something nice for me. That's a triumph in my book. Inspiration for you.
Another one
Stacy.
that I don't use.
You never use them, and I keep giving them. It's like rock candy, and I'm grandma. You're at my house, and I'm giving you all this hard candy. Oh, will you not eat all the chewing gum I've given to you? Oh
I
well.
literally have 8 inspiration.
If this was a Baldur's Gate 3 run, you know what I would do with that. Stacy.
I had the Five of Cups, which is loss, sadness, defeat, pain, grief, saying goodbye. And yeah, Stacy kinda had all of those feelings. And with the help of her family, aka the group, she said goodbye to all those grieving and bad feelings.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I think that's worth another inspiration just for that.
Hold on a minute. I had the Three of Pentacles.
Did you just go
stands
back
for
in the VOD? Did you just go back in the VOD?
No. I remember because I wanted to make a testicle joke. That's
Okay.
the only reason I remember. It stands
Okay.
for teamwork, collaboration, and the power of combining diverse skills to achieve a common goal. And I think I've locked the fuck in. I mean, I only did it for 5 minutes this session, but it's my determination.
We can
that,
only watch and see what Tier's gonna do now that he's locked in again.
Exactly.
And with that, everyone, there's gonna be one session in August, and then in September we will probably turn back to our old schedule. Until then, be good, be kind, and don't let idiots tell you how you should feel about things. Yeah. Have a good night, everyone.